What does it mean to be an ambassador? Picture some of the greatest captains in sports history: Wayne Gretzky, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. These captains handle teams of players from different countries with different upbringings, levels of education, and experiences with the sport. Their skill made them legends, but what truly set them apart was their ability to unite the team and bridge differences. An ambassador is a person who acts as a representative or promoter of a specified activity. These captains are ambassadors, representing each player in their team. Now, what if we apply this principle to life beyond sports? Our everyday lives consist of interacting with individuals who come from different backgrounds and are made up of different experiences. Let's represent humanity. Let's represent every person on this planet by being open-minded, curious, and inclusive. Let's be ambassadors of connection. My journey with this concept began during regular visits to the hospital to see my grandmother. Each room I walked by felt like a doorway to both hope and inevitability. I knew we were nearing the end. When I found my grandmother's room, I sat beside her bed, holding her soft, warm hands, cherishing every second until they turned cold. In her final moments, my family gathered around and united in prayer. My grandmother had lived her life with unwavering faith, and it was fitting that her last act was tied to her deepest belief. We prayed together, and she passed away directly after the prayers concluded. My grandmother's final moments unveiled to me a truth that unites us all. No matter who we are or where we come from, we are all united by life and death. Afterwards, as my cousins and I sat in the hospital's coffee shop, our eyes still red with tears, we laughed and reminisced over crispy chicken sandwiches, joking about how our grandmother was so particular about her religion that she had to wait until after we said prayer to die. These moments showed me the power that connection holds, the connection to our faith, or to the people we love, or to something greater than ourselves. If we as humanity can harness the power of connection, there's no limit to what we can achieve together. So what is it about our differences that pushes us apart? Imagine this. I'm sitting with two friends, and we all share the same message. I say, my mom told me to be kind. One friend says, my dad told me to be kind. The third friend says, my brother told me to be kind. Then, instead of simply practicing kindness, we spend the next half hour arguing over who is right between my mom, their dad, or their brother. This is how I perceive the concept of difference due to religion, culture, identity, or belief. We obsess over proving others wrong while losing sight of the truths we share. These debates divide us, solidifying the walls that keep us apart. I experienced debates like this early in high school, which shaped my perspective on how to approach others. Our school changed its policies so that Muslims were given time in the afternoon to pray. This created the space for my peers to come face to face with the differences in approaches to prayer amongst the different branches of Islam. What they didn't know is that while Muslims have a shared foundation of belief in the Prophet Muhammad and the revelation expressed in the Holy Quran, Islam developed into different branches with similar beliefs but varying practices. The way I practice at school is different, so I face judgment from people who did not appreciate the diversity within Islam. Although this is a personal experience in my school, it represents a broader societal issue, allowing personal perception to dictate our understanding. My first response was to defend my perspective. I quickly realized that this only prolonged the judgment. The harder I tried, the more the conversation became a debate rather than an opportunity for understanding. Eventually, I realized that understanding comes from connection. Instead of arguing, I focused on drawing connections between our perspectives, which helped others understand my perspective better. After all, I only wanted to be understood. When I started to showcase curiosity, others began to accept me and my perspective. According to the Global Center for Pluralism, pluralism is a positive response to diversity. Pluralism involves taking decisions and actions as individuals and societies which are grounded in respect for diversity. It is important that we establish relatability when learning about others and sharing our own perspectives in order to become less judgmental and more curious. The religious literacy course at Harvard breaks down common misunderstandings of religion. The truth is that religions are internally diverse as opposed to uniform. Religions evolve and change over time as opposed to being ahistorical and static. Religious influences are embedded in all dimensions of culture as opposed to the assumption that religions function in isolated, private, discrete contexts. Due to a lack of knowledge and a lack of education about others' beliefs, these misunderstandings are perceived as accurate, which fuels prejudice, conflict, and division. Problems are not rooted in the belief of religion, but rather in how they are perceived. If research shows that our division stems from perception, then the solution is clear. We must actively choose connection over conflict. We have all seen conflict in the media, with people trying to convince others that their beliefs are the correct way. Whenever I see conflict, I think of my favorite surah. O mankind, we have created you male and female, and have made you nations and tribes that ye may know one another. If God wanted us to only be one way, then why aren't we? He is aware. He has placed us in different nations and tribes and expects us to be different. Now we are tasked with getting to know one another. This is a pathway of thought that led me to conclude that humanity is meant to coexist. Whether you believe in God or not, humanity's greatest challenge is to come from, believe in, and operate differently and still coexist. And that is our purpose. If you explore our beliefs, you will realize that we share common goals. In the same way, when two people of different race look at each other close enough, they will realize that they are both human. But to look close enough, we must be ambassadors of connection. An ambassador of connection is one who recognizes that we were not meant to be the same and takes action to educate, learn, and connect with others. Everyone, especially the youth of today, must dive into the uncomfortable realms of difference and discover our similarity, which will enable coexistence. Be ambassadors of connection in your everyday lives. View every difference as an invitation to connect, ask questions, and consistently seek to educate, not eliminate. Being an ambassador of connection is about choosing curiosity over judgment, dialogue over division, and understanding over assumption. So the question isn't whether or not we can coexist. It's whether or not we will choose to. And that choice begins with you. Will you be an ambassador of connection? Thank you.